Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to be reading a book to you guys. I'm going to be talking a little louder in this video because if I try to talk super quiet for too long, it strains my throat really bad. So I'm going to try to keep it low, but it's not going to be like a whisper like I normally do. This book is called Radio Silence. I know it's flipped, I'm sorry. It's from oseman, one of my favorite authors. I think I'm going to do a video going over all of her books that I have right now because I genuinely love this author so much. But I'll be reading some of it to you today because one of you wanted me to read a book to you. So let's get started. Before I start, I'd like to mention that I'm going to stumble over my words because I'm pretty sure I have dyslexia, and sometimes that makes it a little hard for me to read. I also have near vision issues, that's why I wear glasses. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm trying my best. Let's get started. University City, Episode 1, Dark Blue. University City, 1,982 views. In distress, stuck in University City, send help. Scroll down for transcript. Hello, I hope somebody's listening. I'd send out this call via radio signal, long outdated, I know, but perhaps one of the few methods of communication the city has forgotten to monitor, in the dark and desperate cry for help. Things in University City are not what they seem. I cannot tell you who I am. Please just call me Radio. Radio Silence. I am, after all, only a voice on a radio, and there may not be anyone listening. I wonder if nobody is listening to my voice, am I making any sound at all? Futures. Can you hear that? Said Carice, last halting in front of me suddenly that I almost crashed into her. We both stood on the train platform. We were 15 and we were friends. What? I said, because I couldn't hear anything except the music I was listening through one earphone. I think it might have been Animal Collective. Carice laughed, which doesn't happen very often. You're playing your music too loud, she said, hooking her finger around the earphone's wire and pulling it away from me. Listen. We stood there and listened. I remember every single thing I heard in that moment. I heard the rumbling of the train we just got off, leaving the station. I heard farther into the town, heading farther into the town. I heard the ticket gate guard explaining to the old man the high-speed train to St. Pancras was cancelled today due to snow. I heard the distant screech of traffic, the wind above our heads, the flush of the station toilet, and the train now arriving at platform 1 is in the 8:02 two-room gates. Snow being shoveled in the fire engine and Carice's voice and burning. We turned around and stared into the town beyond, snowy and dead. We could normally see our school from here, but today there was clouds of smoke in the way. How did we not see the smoke while we were on the train? Carice asked. I was asleep, I said. I wasn't. You weren't paying attention. Well, I guess the school burned down, she said. And she walked away to sit down on the station bench. 7-year-old Carice's wishes came true. I stared for a moment more, and then went to join her. Did you think it's those pranksters? I said, referring to the anonymous bloggers who had pranked our school the past few months with increasing ferocity. Carice shrugged. Doesn't really matter, does it? The end result is the same. It does matter. It was at that moment that it all started to sink in. It looks really serious. We're going to have to change schools. It looks like the whole C block and D block are just gone. I crumpled my skirt in my hand. My locker was in D block. My GCSE sketchbook was in there. I spent days on some of that stuff. Oh shit. I shivered. Why would they do this? They destroyed so much hard work. They messed up so many people's GCSEs and A levels, things that seriously affects people's futures. They literally ruined people's lives. Grace seemed to think about it and then opened her mouth to reply, but ended up closing it again, not saying anything. 1. Summer Term A. I was clever. We care about our students' happiness and we care about their success, said the head teacher, Dr. Not even going to try to pronounce that name, in front of our 400 parents and the 6 formers on Year 12 summer term parents. Partants. Evening. It was April. I was 17 and head girl. I was sitting backstage because it was my turn to speak on stage in 2 minutes. I hadn't planned a speech. I wasn't nervous. I was very pleased with myself. We considered it our duty to give the young people access to the greatest opportunities on offer in the world today. I managed to become head girl last year because my campaign poster was a picture of me with a double chin. Also, I used the word meme in election speech. This expression is the idea that I didn't give a shit about the election, even though the opposite was true and it made people want to vote for me. You can't say I don't know my audience. Despite this, I was quite sure what I was going to talk about in my parent evening speech. Alfred was saying everything I scribbled down on the club night flyer I found in my blazer pocket 5 minutes ago. Our Oxbridge program has been particularly successful this year. I crumpled up the flyer and dropped it to the floor, improvising it was. I improvised a speech before, so it wasn't a big deal, and nobody could ever tell they were improvised anyway. Nobody ever even wondered whether they were. I had a reputation for being organized, always doing homework, having consistently high grades, having Cambridge University ambitions. My teachers loved me and my peers envied me. I was clever. I was the top student in my year. I was going to Cambridge and I was going to get a good job and earn lots of money. I was going to be happy. And I think, said Dr. Amphlemian, that teaching staff deserve a round of applause as well as the hard working they put in this year. The audience clapped and I saw a few students roll their eyes. And now I'd like to introduce our head girl, Frances Hedvier.